The first entry in this catalog is the moment when nothing becomes a world. In Chinese mythology, chaos is a cosmic egg. Inside it, Pangu sleeps for ages until he awakens and, in an act of strength, separates heaven and earth. He pushes the sky upward, holds the structure with his own body, and grows for thousands of years, keeping everything apart. When he finally dies, he doesn't disappear. His breath becomes wind, his blood becomes rivers, his bones become mountains, his eyes become the sun and moon, his hair becomes forests. In Genesis, chaos appears in the phrase, "The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep." There is no colossal body, there is a voice. God creates through the word. He says, "Let there be light," and light appears. He separates light from darkness, the waters above from the waters below, land from sea. In both cases, the message is similar. Chaos is not stable. A higher force needs to organize everything.
If this is making sense to you, subscribe now and comment what you think. That tells me to keep going, and it makes sure you get the next ones without missing them.
Here, the entry is about water as judgment and cleansing. In Chinese tradition, the Great Flood turns the world into a mass of uncontrolled water. It's not just too much rain, it's a sign of disorder between heaven, earth, and political power. Gun tries to contain the waters with dams, fails, and is punished. Yu, his son, changes the logic. Instead of blocking, he accepts the flow, digs channels, opens paths, and lets the water run where it's supposed to. When he finally tames the flood, he becomes the founder of a new order, associated with the Proto-Shah dynasty. In Christianity, Noah's flood is also a response to a world that has spoiled. God sees violence, widespread corruption, and sends water to reset everything. Only Noah and his family enter the ark with the animals. Afterward, the waters recede, the rainbow appears, and a covenant is made.
In Chinese mythology, the dragon is a symbol of vital force. It brings rain, fertility, harvest, and is linked to the emperor and the mandate of heaven. Hung on banners and thrones, it signals protection and prosperity. But this same creature can embody chaos. Figures like Shangliu, with multiple hats, are associated with destruction. In Christianity, the serpent enters Eden as a subtle voice, offering a better version of divine order, quick knowledge without obedience. Later, in Revelation, the symbol grows and becomes a scarlet dragon directly linked to Satan, the radical opposition to God. In traditional Chinese thought, reality is organized into 3 levels. At the top is heaven, Tian, home of gods, exalted spirits, and the source of the mandate that legitimizes emperors. In the middle is earth, where humans, empires, families, wars, and harvests exist. Below is Diyu, the underworld of judgment, with courts, judges like Yanlu Wang, and specific chambers of punishment. Souls pass through these cycles, repay debts, are purified, and can be reborn. It's less an eternal hell and more a correction system. In Christianity, this tripod also appears: heaven, earth, and hell. Heaven is communion with God. Earth is the field of decision. Hell is separation and condemnation. The focus is more definitive: judgment, final destiny, with little room for long cycles of rebirth.
Pangu is a permanent sacrifice. His entire body turns into the world. Nuwa appears in moments of crisis, especially when the sky cracks. She shapes stones, patches the firmament, holds up pillars, sometimes using parts of her own body or facing monsters on behalf of humans. The message: universal balance demands effort and pain from someone greater than ordinary people. On the ritual level, offerings, animal sacrifices, food, and incense continue this pattern in miniature, small payments to restore harmony with heaven, ancestors, and spirits. In Christianity, the thread of sacrifice runs through the Old Testament, with lambs, burnt offerings, and bloodshed in pursuit of forgiveness, and converges in Christ. Jesus is presented as the ultimate sacrifice, a single act that fulfills and closes the previous system. In both universes, there is a moral debt that human beings cannot pay. The difference lies in the form, repeated cosmic patchwork versus a single turning point in history. In both traditions, evil is not just the absence of good, but an active presence. In Chinese culture, Yao Guai, Gui, and enchanted foxes populate tales and legends. Spirits take human form, seduce, make promises, and test one's character. Sometimes falling is a tragedy. Sometimes resisting leads to spiritual elevation. In Christianity, Satan clearly occupies this role. He appears as the tempter in the desert, offering shortcuts and glory, as an accuser, as the father of lies who twists words and desires. In both views, the fear is not just suffering some external evil, but being deceived by an intelligent actor who knows your weaknesses and knows how to negotiate.
In Chinese tradition, the spiritual world is densely populated. Taoist immortals train, meditate, and refine body and energy to surpass death. Bodhisattvas in Buddhism renounce final rest to accompany suffering beings. Lesser gods take on specific areas. One looks after the stove, another the city, another the bridge. Ancestors can be venerated and, symbolically, promoted to protectors of the family. The result is a system where ordinary people talk to these intermediaries. They make vows, offer food, and ask for concrete protection. In Christianity, especially in Catholic and Orthodox traditions, something similar appears in a different language. Messenger angels, warrior archangels, patron saints of causes, professions, and cities. Even where people don't turn to saints, angels are still a bridge. The shared intuition is simple, an absolute God feels too distant from everyday drama. In Christianity, the Book of Revelation presents an intense narrative. Signs, global conflicts, the fall of empires, final judgment, the defeat of evil, and in the end, a new heaven and a new earth. Even if evil seems to be winning now, a reckoning is reserved. In Chinese tradition, the logic is more cyclical. Politically, the mandate of heaven says that corrupt dynasties inevitably fall. Disasters, famine, and revolt are signs that heaven has revoked its approval and is preparing a new order. But the intuition is similar. Chaos and oppression do not have the right to be the final word. After the long night, some form of just reorganization is expected.